After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 401. Today is Saturday, May 9th, 2020, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad to see you, and we hope that you will find something you enjoy and that you'll come back. You maybe hit the little subscribe button on your right and press the little bell so you can get notifications of when we podcast. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you with us. And if you're in the shadows, please do feel free to get involved. Join us. Press the subscribe button and the bell. If you want to be involved with the alongs and things like that, you can join us over at the PHN homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. It will be in the little description box below the video here. Okay. We do have tea today.
Yes, we do.
Oh, we did mention who we were. Did you say who you were?
I don't think we did.
I did.
I can't remember.
Okay.
My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I do now think I said it, but I can't really recall.
Yeah,
I was distracted by my quarantine rocker hair. I feel like I belong in like a 70s
Headbangers
band. Where that phase that the Beatles went through where like their hair was like
yeah.
That's where I kind of feel like right now. I feel like
but we were talking about this a little bit later, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like I belong like in a 70s, 80s band. And
grunge band?
Grunge band. It's very distracting.
Nirvana.
At least the dark glasses kind of make it look cool instead of just
messy. Yes, hair. We will not talk about hair at this particular point in time.
We used to look neat and stuff. I look like a grunge rocker.
I've got enough gel in here that I could probably, glue something like to the wall.
Have you seen the meme about, if this keeps going, people are going to need to start pulling out their Aquanet and...
I don't know if you can even find Aquanet anymore.
Is that just a spray? Is that like a hairspray?
I think it's a hairspray. I can't remember. It was out when I was a kid. I mean,
Because when I'm thinking about it, I know you didn't see hairspray necessarily, but I used to wear those big
bouffants and the beehives,
and to kind of imitate the Jackie look, would be like even bigger.
Oh yeah, they were huge.
And they were
like Marge Simpson, some of them.
Right, and then spray that. Mm-hmm. Hairspray really emphasizes that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was picturing that they were talking about.
I think Aquanet is a hairspray. It might be a gel as well. I don't remember. I was little when they had it. Mm-hmm. Okay. That has neither here nor there. We both have the same tea today.
We do?
Yes, you got the one I gave you, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't know you got us the same one.
Yeah, we got. It's also an acquisition, but oh well. We'll talk about that more later. Comfort Blend Black Tea. This familiar flavor is your best friend for a tranquil, revitalizing cuppa. All organic black tea, cinnamon chips, or orange peel, ginger clove, orange extract, love, gratitude, and has caffeine, I think.
It does have caffeine. That's part of why I chose this one.
I don't know why I can't find it now.
It says it on mine. Let me see.
Yeah, it has caffeine. I see it. It was at the very end.
Yeah, it tends to be. And it's always italicized. Yeah.
So, and when I first...
And this is what my head looks like mug.
Yeah, this is what my daughter's head looks like mug. And this is, when I first tasted it, was very strong in cinnamon.
Oh yeah, it is quite strong in cinnamon.
And, I thought I could smell lime, but I guess it was the orange.
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I'm a little bit touch and go with cinnamon.
That's good. I like it.
So if it's not quite my taste, I'll hand it to you.
Thank you. That I burned the roof of my mouth a couple days ago, so I have to let this cool a little bit.
Yeah, that's. You gotta understand how rare this is. Mom is if it's not boiling like skin off of stuff, she's not happy with it. Like, she wants her soup and her teas to be boil the skin off the roof of your mouth.
No, but if it's hot, if it's supposed to be hot, it should be hot. And if it's supposed to be cold, it should be cold.
The rest of us are sitting there like, oh my gosh, it's too hot. And she's like, oh, this is cold.
Lukewarm is an anathema. Okay. Now, even God says so in the Bible. He would spit it out of his mouth. So...
But it's not lukewarm. It's just that you like things to be so boiling hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Moving along. We have the same tea so that we don't have a little...
Yes.
Trying... Okay.
You would have had to go for first anyway because you have more projects than I.
And... Again, I forgot to talk to Talia about what we're going to do for the 400 episode giveaway. It will happen eventually.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah, it's been kind of tough here. So we will get to that later. All right. Moving on. We hope you guys are...
We are at 401, aren't we?
Yeah, 401.
Gosh, we're old.
We are. We're ancient. We need canes and, well, I guess...
I have that.
We need all this kind of stuff.
I have all the assistive equipment. What do you need? I have it. I own it.
Okay. Moving along. We are going to go right into the alongs that we have. Okay. I'm not... Again, I apologize for not getting the packages out. They will go out as soon as I am able. Things are safe enough for me to do so, or to feel that they're safe enough for me to do so.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out how to get Etsy to send things off from... Not Etsy,
PayPal.
PayPal.
We haven't sat down together to do it.
I looked over it briefly with you, and I couldn't figure out your PayPal, because you have a different way than I do. I have the business account.
I joined the USPS Postal Service thing. I want you to read it to see if I'm reading it correctly, because if I don't have to do any particular type of mail, I don't have to have a particular box, and I might be able to do it through that.
Oh, well, that'd be good.
So that would be good. So anyway, you will get it eventually. It might be at the end of the quarantine.
This is kind of a weird time period.
I can't justify bringing stuff back when Talia's here, so we do very little getting out of the house stuff right at the moment.
I haven't left the house in 2 months.
Yeah. I think the last time I went to Mass was just before everything shut down, and we went to confession once, and that was it. So we just do curbside pickup for things.
I do want to...
I answered Rena.
You did answer Rena?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this out loud. You can find these on Amazon. We had a question about where we find these, since we're the only podcast that most people have seen using these. Where did you even find... where did we even get...
I think Emily of Fiber Town had them at one point.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
And when I looked it up on Amazon and posted the link, it said from Knitter's Pride. So you can probably get them either on Amazon or Knitter's Pride.
We get ours off of Amazon. The first ones I got were off of Etsy.
Yeah, Etsy. I see that. I put that into ours too.
But now I mostly get it off of Amazon.
That's where I mostly
And they
find.
send you multiple ones. You can choose your color scheme sometimes.
Sometimes you can. Sometimes you just get multiple colors.
This one is one I wanted to try it. I don't prefer this one. It's where you have the ability to stick it through on either end. It works. I usually prefer the one that's just open on one end.
The thing I liked about that was for the circulars, but I generally, if they're big now, I just get 2 of them and do it that way. If they're smaller, you can fit them both.
Yeah, but this is by far my preferred way of
I like those.
clipping my needles off.
Me too.
Because all the others tend to fall off.
I really like using that particular.
And I never have too many of these.
I
always need more.
The couch eats them.
Oh my gosh, yes, they do.
And you can look in the cushions and look under the couch, and you still can't find them because they actually eat them.
Well, it's actually an opening into another dimension. It's a Stargate. We just don't know it. Or it's like the another entryway into the land of Narnia.
Yeah, but then we should be able to sit there and go through as well.
Well, apparently this gateway is only for
inanimate objects. Cameras and skeins of yarn, and although it spit the camera back. You know what it is? Remember that thing in not Rangarok, the middle one with Jane going to Asgard.
Oh yeah, that's
It's the thing where you throw the keys in and they might come back or they might not.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's
when all the planets aligned.
Yeah, it's
for the
Dark World.
Dark World, yeah. The
second Thor.
The second Thor. Okay.
Where honestly, the only good part of it was Loki.
Loki was awesome in that.
Loki and Thor's relationship.
That was so fun. I wish I could trust you. Trust my hate. Okay. Anyway.
I think he actually said, trust my vengeance.
No, I think it was hate.
Was it? Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just watched it, but I still might misremember.
It's been a while since I haven't watched action movies in a while.
Okay. All right, let's get into our alongs. We have the charity along, PHN, upcoming, first of all. We have the Tortoise versus Hare, which is coming up in June, I believe. July? Let me see. April, May, June. In July. So that's coming up with Laura Concert, but we'll talk about that more later. Okay, right now we have our PHN Charity Cal Lao 2020, and we are almost through the second quarter, which kind of blows my mind a little bit. I mean, wow. Seems like we spent the entire year in the house because we probably have most of the entire year in the house.
Well, for the beginning of the year before quarantine, I was fresh off of surgery. So you didn't leave the house much because you didn't want to leave me.
Yeah, at least I could go to church once in a blue moon when Daddy was home.
Right.
But anyway, not to complain, okay? It is what it is, and we make the best of it. God can work through whatever, okay? All right, so the PHN Charity Cal Lao 2020, and this is a year-long Cal Lao. It started January 1st, and it goes through December 31st. And it's charity stuff, okay? Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. The exception is the items that you are making for the medical personnel and first responders, the masks, okay? I don't think people are actually making gowns and things. So if you're making masks and they are sewn, they are allowed in this along, and they do get 2 chances at a prize for the FO, because that's really, really important. Okay, so and we've had so many people in the group doing that. I mean, you know, Patty has done, I lost count on how many Patty has done. Absolutely amazing. I know that our own Ann Brody has done many masks.
Yes, she has.
For people.
I think she says she's going to be selling them too.
I hope so, because I will buy some.
I believe that she had said something to that effect.
Because I was looking on there to see.
You'd have to check her Facebook, because that's where I think I saw it.
Okay. In any event, those will be 2 chances at a prize. And the hats, not hate hats, are 2 chances at a hats not hate?
Yeah, hats not hate.
Those are eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO as well. Any Franciscan Gypsy design pattern, Laura Concert design. Is it Laura Concert designs for her patterns, or is it still Lollipop Girls?
I have no idea what she...
All right, Laura Concert's patterns, and any of my patterns, my one pattern at the moment, if you can use it for charity, 2 chances at a prize. My yarn, Laura's yarn, for the finished object, 2 chances at a prize. Featured pattern, featured yarn, 3 chances at a prize. Any baby items, 2 chances at a prize. So if a baby item with featured yarn is also 3 chances at a prize.
Right.
Okay. And I know that was a little bit garbled, but you guys have heard this ad nauseum for, you know, all year, so you should know what I'm saying. And it's in the Ravelry group, in the PHN group.
Yes.
If you need to have a refresher, or you can just contact us.
Yes.
You are responsible for your own multiple postings, 1 WIP per project per week, the FO whenever it's done, even if you have a WIP, which is a work in progress, in case you're new. That you can do a work in progress 1 time per week per project. But the FO whenever it's finished. So even if you have a WIP, an FO is a finished object, as I said. If you put a WIP in on Monday and you finish that WIP on Wednesday, you can still put the FO in that same week. Okay? It's PHN. It's hashtag PHN 2020 on Instagram, and that's that. Our prize for this, for the quarter 2, is a knit baby book is 1 prize, and then a set of 2 skeins of Croy Socks FX yarns that were donated by Christina. Okay, so 2 prizes there. We are very grateful to Christina for her generous donation. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay,
now the Lady Frinicle Creations Cal Lao. This is the same basic rules, except that it has to be in my yarn. Okay, this one is just my yarn. The mystery skeins get 2 chances at a prize, And the regular Lady Fernico Creations yarns that were not mystery skeins get 1 chance at a prize. The featured patterns are my shawl and Talia's patterns, okay? So they get 2 chances at a prize with my yarn. And if the mystery skein is used with a featured pattern, that's 3 chances at a prize. Again, you are responsible for your own multiple postings. This goes from March 1st through May 31st, so you have a couple more weeks here. So I have not posted any comments in there for 2 reasons. One is that I'm trying to catch up on other threads, and 2 is I don't want to mess up the random number generator by posting. So I'm not posting in there, but
everyone else can comment.
Yeah, you guys go ahead. No, that's part of the group. No. Just for me, I don't want to be there because I'm like, I could have won that. So you guys post everything there, comments and everything. That's the way it always is. But for me, I don't want to do it. I don't want to make more work for myself. So and get my hopes up for winning something. But I do look at them. They're absolutely gorgeous. I get excited seeing.
Well, I try to pull from there if there's something that's finished, or sometimes I'll grab something that's not, and I'll put it in the beginning of the podcast.
So yeah, so you guys do because I look at comments and FOs and things like that, and whips and all that. So just you guys do all the stuff that you've been doing.
You do what you do.
I just won't be in there because I don't need to be in there. I just want to. I'm just looking at the stuff, and will go through and favorite things.
And as we've said, at the end of the month, we will be starting a Lady Fernico Franciscan Gypsy Designs thread where we may occasionally pull prizes, but honestly, we just want to see the stuff that you're working in, mom stuff and my designs.
Right. Okay.
I say mom stuff because she has the one pattern, and she does have so much yarn, so she has stuff, whereas I have just designs, and that's all it's going to be. I have no desire to do dyeing or.
Now, on the other hand, I do have a desire to do some patterns, so we'll see what happens if that actually comes to fruition. But anyway.
Well, it's Mother's Day, isn't it? Your crocheting book.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be really great for her to focus on crochet design, so she doesn't have to ask me to fix it. and then
it's also more intuitive for me to do.
And it's more intuitive for her. So I think it's very good. And the third thing that I also really like about it is I don't cover it. So it covers, then our designs cover everything. Everything.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have some home movies from when the girls were very, very little.
Very little.
And Davina would say, everything, well, with this cute little pout.
Well, it's because you were asking her questions and you pulled a sweater over her head.
Yeah.
You upset her.
I forget what it was. She was only about 3 because I was getting her ready for preschool. We were in Belgium. And
I think you were asking what she learned in class. Or
no, because we were getting ready for the morning. Okay. And I don't know what I was asking her, but she was standing in the middle. You know how the little children's hat pullovers, for whatever reason, never fit over their heads.
That's so sad. They need to do have a little button thing here so you can unbutton it,
or a snap like they do for babies.
Right.
Because she's like, everything.
Well, and her hair's so wispy too.
Yeah, it was all over. It was so funny, and she would.
Because my hair probably wouldn't have moved.
No, she was absolutely mortified. She'd be absolutely mortified if I told
horrified.
You. But it was.
It just occurred to me we need to start in the future using my little light that I use when I'm recording. Rosary and stuff, and turn that on when we podcast.
Yeah, Daddy would know what we're doing.
Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah,
it literally just occurred to me.
Both of them.
Yeah. It literally just occurred to me. I was like, oh my gosh, why have we not taken advantage of this before?
Yeah, so we will. Anyway, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, it's hashtag Lady Fernico Creations CalCalL 2020 on Instagram, and the prizes right now. We have the little owl bag from Ann Brody of Silvershed USA. It's a cute little bag. And we might have one other. I'm kind of leaning toward the fact that we might have one more because we have a lot of participation, so that's really neat. And I'm really excited about that. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, now Autism Awareness. This one is also going till the end of. No, this was going to the end of June, right? April, May, June. January, February, March, April, May, June. Goes to the end of June. So we're about halfway through this. Almost exactly.
Excuse me. Now, which month is actually Autism Awareness Month?
April.
Okay.
I think it's April.
Because I didn't think Autism Awareness shared an awareness month with EDS, because
No.
this is EDS Awareness Month, this is Allergy Awareness
I
Month.
think I'd have to look it up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I
it's
think we
April.
started it with the beginning month.
Yeah, I think it's either March or April. Now I don't remember because we started this like 6 years ago or 7 years ago. So
I know it's not May.
no, it's not May.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember thinking,
I think this is also Mental Health Month.
There's a lot
too.
of things
It's
going
like there's multiple, so many things I could have.
Yeah.
It's we had Nurses Week.
But that's just a week. That's not.
Yeah. And I think this week was Nurses Week because I've been tagged in a lot of things for nurses.
It is Nurses Week. I got tagged for something for you, or someone mentioned Nurses Week. I forget what it was.
Yeah, I got tagged.
I think it was Etsy.
Oh, they might have. Yeah, I got tagged in something for Nurses Week. That still is kind of painful for me, but
I'm sure, but you're still a nurse, Taya. You're just not working.
yeah.
You know,
And I think we just had teachers.
yeah.
Because teachers and nurses share.
I miss being a teacher, even though I taught at home. I miss.
Although
being
you're
a
still
teacher.
teaching.
Well, yeah, I taught you guys from K
That's
to
what I'm
12.
saying. You were still
Yeah.
teaching, and then you used that for years. So, but yeah, I don't think this is literally Autism Awareness Month.
I think it might be, but I'm not positive.
Well, I thought it was April.
Oh, that's
or
right. This
March.
is May.
This is
Okay,
May.
This is May. Yeah. For some reason, okay. Yes. It's not. No, it's not. It's not May. Anyway, apparently we're going to be on tangents today. Okay. Apparently this tea is good for us. Okay. Autism awareness. Bright colors, right? All the rules are basically the same. Knit, loom knit, or crochet. We have a wonderful co-host. That is Laura Concert from the Crocheting Whovian podcast. She has a place on Facebook where you can do her, participate with her if you're not on Ravelry. Because we don't exclude anybody who is on Ravelry solely who watches us.
No.
That we don't want to do that. We don't care if you're on Ravelry and us or not. If you are where you're at, wherever you're at, doesn't matter. If you want to participate, Laura has you over there. We don't do Facebook because it's too much for us to keep track of at this point. If we had the energy, we might consider it, but right now we don't have the energy or the resources, unfortunately. But Laura does. Laura has you on Facebook and with
Right now the
email.
easiest thing for us is the PHN group because it's only one place where we have to go.
Because it's with life things going on with Taya's conditions, with some of the stuff we have to do with Davina and things like that. Keeping straight more than one group would be too hard for me, and Taya is not up to speed for it right now. So at the moment we're just doing our alongs on PHN. So please,
Yeah, we're lucky we got the website up. We had
Oh, really?
We're actually really lucky we got the website up because that happened right as things were going downhill for me.
right, because that's why we got it up so fast, because you weren't working. So
actually you're right. I was in between jobs.
Yeah, it was between your hospital and Northwestern.
Yeah.
So, we were blessed to be able to do that, and we apologize for not having a place for you guys who are only on Ravelry to be in the along, and suggest, please join us at the PHN group.
You don't have to be active.
And you don't have to quit Ravelry.
No, we don't care if
we
you're
don't care
both.
where you're at, but we'd love to have you with us so you can participate in our alongs as well.
I understand if it's overwhelming. Some people do get really overwhelmed
Yes.
with too many places.
Yes.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
But we just want you to know that if you were on the edge and you didn't join us originally because you thought you had to leave Ravelry,
Right.
That's not
we
the
aren't
case.
making you choose one or the other.
No, Ravelry
I'm
has,
sorry.
Ravelry has things on offer that we can't offer. So
Right. We just don't have the resources.
we just don't have the resources. So
capacity or whatever.
So if you please do feel free to join both. Okay, we would love if you want to be on both.
Yeah.
We'd love to have
Yeah,
you.
you do not have to
We're not
choose
exclusive.
us over.
Yes, we're
Ravelry.
not. You can't only be with
We
us.
don't
only.
check at the door to make sure that you aren't a part of some
Someone
other
else,
place.
yeah.
Because that's ridiculous. And it's way too much work.
So yeah, if that's what's holding you back, don't worry about it. Just come on in. Tell us you want to join so you can be with part of the group and be part of the alongs. We'd love to have you with us.
Yeah, the only reason why we have a sign-in kind of thing is so that way we can maybe prevent bots from coming in and getting terribly spammed.
And keeping it to be what we want it to be.
Yeah.
To have the flavor and the
Yeah.
what we are, because we're quirky.
We're very quirky.
We're very quirky, and so we want people to feel comfortable and stuff like that. So
And feel safe.
safe. So Safe and secure. Yes, it is a reference. Somebody out there should get it.
It's a pretty obscure
But somebody
reference.
should get it. It's one of my favorite movies. They should know it.
It's pretty obscure.
Yes. Let's see if somebody gets it.
If they do, they have skills.
Yes, they have skills. And that's the same place. Reference. They have skills.
They have skills, yes.
Okay. Moving along about autism awareness. Because apparently we're just, like I said, all over the place. This goes June 30th until June 30th. April 1st to June 30th.
Dates of September, April, June, and November. Okay, go.
Yes. And it's hashtag PHNAA2020 on Instagram for us. I'm not sure what Laura's is. I have to go check. We've both been really busy. Us and Laura, we've all had a lot going on, and we are really truly blessed and very grateful that Laura has been able to stick with us because
Yes.
she has had a lot on her plate over there.
Very lot.
A lot on her plate. So we are very grateful to Laura. We give her a great big shout and a virtual hug because we love her.
Yes.
So she's wonderful. Okay.
Appropriately socially distanced.
Yes, well, that's why it's virtual. Does a virtual hug have to be socially distant? I think it is by its nature.
We did like this.
Yes.
Okay, and you guys just got one too. There we
Yes.
go.
See? Yay. Group hug. Okay. Ouch, that hurt.
I know, I was just like, I'm not sure if that was the best.
We're
old.
You guys are special. Through our pain, we give you virtual hugs. Okay.
We're so old.
Yes. Does that mean we're crotchety and cranky?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know, we do have, what did we say? It was over 400 episodes. We already knew we were old.
Yes. We're 400 podcast years.
Yes.
Or is that years?
No, it'd be 400 podcasts old.
400 podcasts. Old.
401 podcasts
How does
old.
that translate? Is it like dog years or is it like...
You know,
That's weeks. So that's weeks. That's 401 weeks worth of podcasts.
Yes.
Approximately. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, because sometimes we skip, but sometimes we have two.
Right.
So,
We didn't very often have two.
occasionally when you were working night shift, we were able to switch things around a little bit. We'd have two, or if we did a retreat or something, we'd go ahead and we'd, yeah. But anyway, sorry, sorry, not sorry, as Laura would say. Okay, moving on to the autism awareness rules.
Same as everything else.
Same as everything else, yes. And
Except brightly colored.
brightly colored. The featured yarns, my yarn, Lady Critical Creations, Laura's yarn, Lollipop Girl yarns, patterns, Talia's patterns, Laura's patterns, my pattern, George's Braided Bright, that's 10 hours or less, and Juliana Lund's hat. It's
And Miss World.
Winding Journey, and Miss World. I'm sorry,
You keep forgetting to add her to your show
Amy. I
notes.
think her name is Amy. I think Miss World is Amy, Aimee. I think
I thought that was the way that Amy from
it might be. It might be
Round
not
Not Round the Twist.
I know what you're talking about with her husband.
Us. Knitting in Circles.
Knitting in Circles, and it
I
might be.
miss them.
I do too.
They were an awesome podcast. I know you and Darren don't watch
Yeah, no, they don't.
Amy, but
I think they were part of the group for a while.
I think they were.
But-
But we miss you guys,
Yeah.
and I hope you are. Oh, this has got to be killing them. They are such
know.
outdoorsy, travel-y sort of people.
But although a lot of people keeping social distance are taking to the hiking trails and
That's
stuff,
true, and they
because
are into that.
they are into that. So
Is this going to kill their craft beer stuff?
yeah, but
But you're right. They're really into the hiking and stuff.
anyway, the featured patterns are not theirs. Okay, Miss World was the last one, and if you do the featured yarn with an FO, that's a double chance at a prize. And if you do a featured pattern as an FO, that's 2 chances at a prize. And if you do the featured pattern with the featured yarn, that's 3 chances at a prize. As always, you are responsible for your own multiple postings. We have wonderful moderators who keep track of that because
Yes.
we're horrible administrators.
And we have the most awesome moderators and
Ever.
unofficial moderators. on the-
and people on the face of the
we
planet.
just have the most awesome
we have
PHNers ever.
Our PHN group is the most awesome group ever, anywhere.
Amen, hallelujah.
Amen, hallelujah. Yes, sir. It's just, that's it. I mean, enough said. I always tell the truth. Okay.
The truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I don't know that they actually do that in court. I think that's just
I
like
think
a
they
movie.
do. No, I think they do. Or they did. I don't know what they do
I don't
now.
know what they do anymore. I mean, that seems like something they Sometimes they play things up in movies because of the way...
I always wondered, because that was back when, it was more homogeneous. I wonder now, when we have an influx of ethnicity and stuff like that, if we have people who believe different things, if they would do for a Muslim or something on the Quran or something.
Oh,
or
that's a good point, because if you don't believe
in it, I could put my hand on a fiction book and say the same thing. I mean,
Right, or if you're atheist, swearing on the Bible is not going to have the same meaning for you.
So I wonder what they do.
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that has nothing to do with autism.
No, it has literally nothing to do with that.
Happy, joy? Yes? Happy, joy. Anyway, prizes.
We're going to call this philosophizing.
What's that she says? That song from the Peanuts?
Oh, my new philosophy.
Yeah. Philosophizing. Yes. Okay.
It makes me think of someone who was a senior my freshman year said that his dad, whenever he would come home, would be like, so, I hear that, there's a new place that's opening up a philosophy factory.
Oh, was a kid a philosophy major? Yes.
Well, I mean, you think about it, with a Catholic college, you're going to have a lot of people going for good degrees, but not necessarily the most.
You have to have something,
practical.
unless you're going into to religion, or you're going into
education
or something, philosophy and some of the others. One of my friend's son, I asked him, I said, "What are you going for?" He said, "Philosophy." I looked at him, I said, "Oh, James, what are you going to do with that?" He's doing all right. I mean, and I'm not disparaging that, honestly.
No, and it does teach you to think,
which we could. Some would say we have a dearth of that sometimes. But
you see, I always think dearth is dearth less or too much?
Less.
Okay, because for some reason I always flip the meaning for that.
With what?
Well, I always think it's like an excess for some reason.
No, dearth. I don't even know how you spell that.
It's D-I-R-T-H.
Yeah.
You don't see it in usage very much. I feel like that is an older word.
It is, but I like older words.
And I think usually I've seen it in British novels, like something like Agatha Christie.
I don't know where I picked it up, but I used it forever.
Okay, it is spelled wrong.
D-E?
It's D-E-A.
That's right, yeah.
R-T-H. It's commonly misspelled D-R-I-R-T-H. Scarcity that makes dear specifically.
What?
A scarcity that makes dear specifically. So, example, a famine.
Oh, right.
An inadequate supply. Lack, a dearth of evidence.
Yeah, okay. I think I probably got out like a Poe or something, when I was reading Poe, because criminal,
Yeah.
I just used it forever, so
yeah.
I know words.
It is, I think, because I haven't seen it used very often, I tend to confuse the meaning of that one. And it's one of those words I tend to think it's the opposite. There's a couple words I tend to think it's the opposite of what it actually means.
So, do you guys know what Autism Awareness is about?
It's about going off on tangents, which, by the way, actually really works for Autism Awareness because tangents and lack of focus can be an issue.
It can be.
There, brought it around.
We have a, what do you call it? A
tie-in?
Tie-in? Is that the sign language for it?
This is tie-in.
Do you notice that we did it the same?
I'm warm now. I should have grabbed my ice socks.
Okay, I had to look to make sure you weren't flushing. It's just the pink against your skin. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. And if we're off tangent, sorry, kind of, I guess.
But remember, it does tie in.
It does tie in. Ties in. Okay. All right, we're going into rough drafts. Drafts? Yes, I have 6, so I guess I go first.
Oh, we actually are at rough drafts already. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Unless you have something else to say.
No, I'm just shocked that we managed to get there.
Well, we did...
Hey, we're actually at a little more than half an hour. We didn't make it to 40 minutes this time.
Which we do on occasion. Yay for progress. Okay.
I'm tempted to get Davina to get my ice socks. I wonder if she's out there.
Davina?
Yeah.
Hey, can you grab from the freezer my ice socks?
Your ice what?
Socks.
Ice socks. It's going to be in a plastic bag that has a black thing in it.
For the freezer?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
going to be left upper side of
Upstairs
the
freezer, the one up here.
Left upper drawer.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Then you get to see Davina wave.
Yeah, Davina wave. Davina was ecstatic that you enjoyed her little cameo. She always likes it when you are happy to see her. So we're just waiting for her to come with the requested ice socks, because Ty's been having kind of similar to, I guess, when flashes when you're menopausal.
You can wave on screen
wanna wave?
when you're passing.
Okay. You want to wave?
So go ahead and poke your head around.
Hey, JD. Hi, Laura.
Come in a little bit more, because there we go.
Hey, JD. Hi, Laura. How's it going?
Okay. Thank you, Davina.
Thank you, kiddo. I really appreciate it. Because this can maybe keep me from flaring
And this
too
was
bad.
an acquisition for her. So.
Yes. I have 2 of them. I usually put one in there to cool, while the other one... Because actually, it's a lot more effective if the whole thing is cold. It has...
You want to show them one of the socks?
Yes, I'm going to. Oh, this feels so much better. Okay, so it looks like a normal sock. You have an ice pack in the front that you can either put on your toe, by your toe, or you can put it behind the heel if you get more heat there. I tend to like it on my toe. And then there's one long one that goes at the bottom of the foot. Because sometimes my feet feel like they're radiating heat even though they don't feel hot when you touch it. And it can they can get so hot they hurt. And then the rest of me overheats. So...
Are those the one we got you, or those
These are the ones you got me.
Okay.
The other ones are just don't have a seam in it, so when my feet are hurting, it doesn't.
Oh, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt as much to wear socks. Doesn't help with the warmth, but yes.
You were saying about 40 minutes.
Yeah, but you guys got a Davina cameo, and you got to see an acquisition you might not have gotten to see otherwise.
Right.
But yeah, if you get hot feet, this really does.
And she doesn't mean hot on the outside. She means...
Although if you get that as well, I think mine is more nerve related and temperature regulation issues, a nervous system issue.
Okay.
So
my first one, I've got 2. I have to do 2 for all of her ones, so let me just...
this is actually helping, because now I can wear the blanket I'm knitting without...
All right, let me see what my first one is. Because I have a whole bunch of stuff that's not. Okay, you haven't seen this one in a while. This is in my Knitting's My Bag, Monet. I call it my Monet bag, but it's actually Serat. I think that's how you say it. S-E-A. It's S-E-R-A-T.
S-E-R-A-T, yeah. Serat, I think you're right.
This is Knitting's My Bag. It's one of my...
Is he French?
Yeah, I think so. This is it's Elementary, My Dear Watson, from the Elementary Wrap Pattern by Pearl Soho. And I think I did a couple of rows on this. It drives me nuts because it curls. Because it's stockinette.
Oh. What is this again? Oh,
my Elementary Wrap.
Yeah, you haven't worked on that in a while.
No, I decided I couldn't focus on anything.
It's really nice every once in a while to have that project when you can't focus on anything. You just work on it.
Right. So I just... You see, I think I did a row and a half. Because you can see I'm in the middle of the row. So that's that. I like the fabric. This is one of my favorite colors from Miss Babs. This is that
Oh, slate? No, slate was mine.
This is a little lighter than slate.
Is it pewter?
No. Let's see. I don't know if I have a ball band in here. Let's see. It is... Oh, you're right. It is slate. The pewter is the darker one.
Okay.
This is one of my favorites, and I haven't seen it in the shop in a while. So I have 1, 2... I have 3 skeins of this, I think. One.
No,
I have 2 skeins of this. And I think I'll use all of it for this because it's a fairly large pattern. Mm-hmm. And it's just a comfortable wrap. A very plain, easy, comfortable wrap. I just haven't done it. I'm using US 8.
I forgot it was a wrap and not a scarf. Because you also have a Watson scarf going, don't you? Or maybe you just picked up the pattern for a Watson scarf.
I have a pattern that is by... Joanna Johnson.
Yes, you have the whole book for sure.
Yes.
Because I know you wanted to make the scarf.
And I've got it on the needles.
I thought you did.
But
okay.
it's not called Watson though. It's Sherlock Holmes scarf.
Oh, you're right. It's
striped.
It's the one that is I
think that's what I was doing from hers.
Well, she has a scarf, and I think the one you're making is not striped. It's inspired by Sherlock. There's a scarf that Sherlock wears in that show that's plain gray. And it's a little bit thicker.
Trying to see. I've got it
I
on
bet
here.
that's the one you're...
I didn't work on it yet. Let me see.
What's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch wears it.
Yeah, Cumberbatch. I always want to say Cumberbach.
Oh, everyone calls him something different.
Let's see here. Where is it?
It's like even one. A thing. Yeah.
It's the
Ella.
I call it On the Moors, and it's originally the not elementary in Pashmina. So the pattern is actually elementary in Pashmina. So from the elementary in Pashmina pattern by Joanna Johnson. Okay,
But that's not what she's
that's not what
writing.
I'm doing. This is now I lost my place again. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. This is the elementary My Dear Watson from the elementary wrap pattern by Pearl Soho. I like Pearl Soho. She writes a good pattern, you know, and a lot of times they're free.
Oh, well, that's nice.
You know, she has a free. I'm trying to think if that's the right one. There's Pearl Soho.
Pearl Soho's the one who does the big blue sweater. Yeah, she does have a lot of free ones. 'Cause
She does have-
She did the big bunny that I have on my
that's
bed.
right. Okay, so she has a lot of free patterns, and
I need
like,
to get back to work on that blue sweater.
I like her, and I like there's another lady, the one who did I don't think Pearl Soho did my turtle. The first turtle I did that I had that.
No, I don't think so. Because your first turtle was crochet. I mean,
Oh,
she does occasionally do crochet, but it was someone else who did your crochet. It was
turtle.
that was Sonia Devlin.
Devlin, that's the one. That's the other Delvon.
Delvon?
Delvon. That's the one I like also. Her and Pearl Soho. I like them both. They have free patterns and they have
Because Pearl
Good.
Soho also has a big owl.
I have that.
Okay. Because she has a big owl. I feel like she has a big cat.
I think I have the big owl.
I made the big bunny. Actually, the big bunny sits, but it's on my bed, but there's a little space between my bed and my nightstand where things like sweaters tend to slide down.
Right.
So I sit the big bunny between my nightstand and on the kind of the edge of my bed. And he's so fat that he stays there, and he keeps everything from sliding off.
So
So I
anyway,
can access sweaters.
Pearl Soho.
easier.
If you wanted some good free patterns, or if you want to look to buy them, she's good.
Yes.
I like her, and she's been around for a while.
because she has some paid for ones on there as well, and she also has yarn that she occasionally sells. She
Doesn't
says
she have a?
she has like a whole thing.
Doesn't she have an actual site that's for her free stuff?
She has a site where you can get her free and paid for stuff.
I thought she had it divided. Maybe she did. Anyway, look
I
her up.
cannot recall.
Look her up. She's excellent. If you
Because
want.
it's been a while since I've picked up patterns
Yeah.
because I've been focusing on designing.
Right, and I have so many patterns right now that it has to really grab me, or it has to be free.
Right. And the whole reason why I had gotten looking into her again to begin with when I had started last year was because I was looking for things for tortoise versus hare.
Now, this is another one you haven't seen in a long time. This is my Ninja Turtle baby blanket from the Ninja Turtle.
Wow, they haven't
baby
seen that
blanket.
in a long time.
And it's not that this is hard. I just haven't done it. This is a crochet blanket, and I showed it to my husband and said the name. Said, "Oh, I can see that." So
And it hasn't even had the eyes added on it.
I'm still on RAF. I only did about a row and a half, but I did take it out because it's mindless, and I can do mindless. So see, it's got the red. You can see I've got RAF here, and I have a few more rows to do that, and then I go back to the green, and then I'll pull out Donnie, which is purple.
Is this blue really as dark as it seems on my glasses?
It's fairly dark. It's
Okay.
it's a navy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a baby blanket, and I probably won't keep it. It'll probably go to either
Well, it's a
pregnancy
baby
center.
blanket.
Yeah. Well, it's big enough to be a lap gown.
Yeah, it is.
It could be a child's crib blanket or whatever. It'll probably go to Evan's house or to what do you call
The
it?
pregnancy center.
No, not the pregnancy center. It could go there, but the
Evans-
Amelia's house.
Amelia House is for preemies.
No, not
Amelia
just
Project.
preemies.
Oh, okay.
Not
The
just
Amelia Project
preemies.
was for preemies.
No, Rena brought that to my attention, and also Kim brought it to my
Oh,
attention.
I wasn't aware that. I thought they were only for preemies.
So it's in my universal bag, and it's just pretty much right now. It's just double crochet and doing straight. And then when I get to the point where I can do the eyes, I'll put the eyes on, and it'll be done. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. Okay.
Oh, that was your 2, so I should probably go. I was just enjoying myself going along with the knitting because I didn't have to worry about it. Okay, so this has been a really rough week for me, so I haven't had as many projects. This has gotten a fair amount of work. My, I call it, well, this is my mitered square blanket, which is based off of a basic idea of a mitered square blanket that Kay had posted in the Patreon member.
This is Kay, who is
KF Jones of Bakery Bears fame.
KF Jones, yeah.
And she had posted a video series on how to make a mitered square blanket way before she made a pattern for the littler squares. So this is actually based off of her original video. Because as much as I like the little squares that you then seam together, for me a lot of times I don't want to have to start a new square and worry about theme.
Right.
I just want to just keep on picking up and keep on picking up and just go with it. So for me, personally, that doesn't work. I know a lot of people like to have the finished.
And it's very pretty.
Oh, yeah. It's just, for me, I don't want to have to think about theme on it.
That would be pretty to make like a couple of them for a gift and be coasters.
It's bigger than a coaster.
No, I'm talking about like for plants or for if you do it in a cotton, maybe in a hot pad.
I think for you, that would actually be very good.
Why?
Because you like the feeling of finishing something. And if you finish one of these bigger squares, the little ones within,
Then I have to put it together.
But she walks you through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love cake. I love cake.
So I think for you, that would be very good.
One of my Mother's Day gifts was for my husband, was an early Mother's Day gift, was a Patreon subscription for them. So,
Yeah, to go back up to the 5.
to go back up to 5, yeah.
So I'm calling this just a little chili mitered square blanket. You will not find the pattern that looks exactly like this for her to sell, but she does have, it's got mitered squares with a border, and they're seamed together.
All the miter, like for example, she'll have 9 little squares.
No, it's usually even.
3, 6, 9. Sometimes she does 9.
Oh, okay.
She might have. I'm not sure what the one in the picture is, but it could be 4, it could be 8, it could be 9, whatever it is. She has.
Yeah.
And then she has a border around, and then she puts them all together.
You're right. It's usually, it has to be something that's square.
Right.
It comes out to be square.
Yeah.
I know. So she'll have whatever the number 9, 4, whatever.
Right.
In there, and then you put a border around it, and then you seam all these little squares together. And for a lot of people, that's a great way of doing it because it does give you a finished object.
And it's a great scrap project.
It is a very great scrap project, and
Because it could be any weight.
Now my feet are getting cold, so I'm going to take my socks off.
She's such a problem child.
So I can always put them back on again.
They're like slipper socks.
Yes, they are. But you can't really walk in them because then you feel yourself
Right,
sliding.
Yeah.
So I finished this square. I had been working on this one last week. And I started and finished this one here.
Very pretty.
And started and finished this one. I think I probably have another row or 2 to go. I know I said that last week, but I like it to be a little longer in case sometimes my feet get so hot at night I don't want to be covered up with a lot.
Right.
But this is just light enough that I can at least start falling asleep and then a little later climb under the covers. So I want it to be long enough that I can have it pulled up nice and high. Because it's an Afghan width, which is all I need. But I just need it to be a little bit longer.
Very nice.
So, and then I'm actually probably going to finish this square in a couple seconds. And start a new yarn.
Okay, are you done with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Well, done with talking about it. I'm definitely done with it.
Excuse me, let me get a little drink here.
Let's move my ice socks off to the side. I think I just got warm because we were talking excitedly.
Right. Well, we do that. The next one is in my Silver Shed USA Owls bag. Davina did the artwork, so this is my Archimedes owls. I love this artwork. It's one of my favorite bags. Davina gets all excited when I tell her that. This is the Taste of Autumn shawl by from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. And this is Miss Babs Yowza and Malabrigo. Okay, the gold of Malabrigo. And I did a bit of work on here. Got my hook caught in here. Okay, so you can see it.
That's the other thing that goes through the portal of the couch are hooks.
Yes. And stitch markers.
Stitch markers, yes.
So you can see it.
Particularly the locking ones.
I have to go in front of you a little bit.
That's fine.
Can you see this? I've got the multicolor on the bottom. I haven't done a whole lot more since the last time you saw it, but definitely the multicolor on the bottom here. I've got the second row going on it. I'm not sure how long that's going to go until I decide to go back to the gold. I might have to.
Well, you're playing it by ear.
I am. I always do with this shawl. I never, because it's a scrap shawl. It's not like it says do this many rows of this color and then go to the next. No, how much of this color do you want on here, and how much
Right.
of this, and you could probably do this in one color if you wanted to.
Right.
But
I think it's more fun to do it in.
it is, because it's pretty much of a basic pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Although it looks pretty, even if you did a solid color, because of the spines.
Well, the shape is so pretty.
It's just a really, really
I like
nice
the
shape.
pop that different colors give it.
Yeah, I might try, if I have a really pretty color. I mean, I have pretty colors, but if I have a really pretty color, one where I do all, like maybe do a little stripe here, and then all of it, and then a little stripe at the bottom. So it's mostly one color.
Oh, that'd be really pretty.
But
You know that green you have over there
Yes.
will be
Yes.
super pretty.
Yes.
You just have to figure out what would be your... It needs to be something drastic.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
But that green would be super pretty.
Maybe a gold or something.
Oh, that would be pretty. It made me think of that one colorway of yours that I
Loki.
love so much. Yeah, Loki.
Loki.
I made a stethoscope cover out of it, and I'm hoarding that last bit of yarn for like the perfect thing.
You do know I could probably make more of that. I have to find out if I have the recipe.
That's why I never want to use it, because I don't know if you can find the recipe.
That was one of those things I like, oh, let me just put this together.
And I love the green and the gold in that so much that I'm afraid to use it. I probably should make sure I have some of it in the blanket, honestly. I don't think I do. I should
Do you
put-
have it in the other blanket?
I might, but I can't remember. I probably should make sure I add some to the blanket, because I doubt that I have enough for a real project.
Right. Well,
Since
how
I
big a
already
skein
used-
did I give you of that? Was it a normal
It
skein?
was a normal skein.
Excuse me.
But, I mean, I don't do a whole lot that's variegated anyway. I should probably just make sure I have part of it in this blanket, because this is going to become a favorite blanket. I know
Right.
it. So I need to make sure Loki gets in
That's
here.
gorgeous. Okay, now my second project for this go around here, you haven't seen in a while either. It's in my PHM Chameleon bag, our anniversary bag.
If I give you like what I have left of Loki from this, would you be able to guesstimate what you
I
did?
might, but I might also have it written down. Let me
Okay.
just see.
Because I really love that colorway.
This is my At the Bottom of the Hill scarf. And this is modified from a book I saw. And I'm debating if I should
You
put this-
debating?
Yeah, I'm debating. If I finish this this scarf, if I will put it up as a free pattern, because I saw it in a vintage book in the down at the bottom of the hill. I did not copy it. I just saw the picture, and I went ahead and put down what I thought it was. Is
Right.
that okay, do you think, to do as a free
I think
pattern?
so, because I do a lot of looking at getting ideas from different things.
Right. So
Um,
this is what it looks like. I think this is the right side. No, this is the right side because I haven't marked. So you can see I really like this pattern, and I just kind of eyeballed it and I said, well, that looks like this.
Yeah, I would.
So-
You've been writing it down as you go, right?
I have it written down.
Good.
So
Yeah, I would say that would count, because it's not like you referred to something else or.
right. No, I didn't. I just said
And you only, it was a quick glance.
I looked at the picture in the book because actually I think it was one of those books that you couldn't open really. You just kind of look
Yeah.
through it, or you look through it and it's like, okay. And when I got in the car, in the truck, it was my husband's truck, I sat down and I wrote down what I thought it would be.
Yeah, I would say that's
So-
that's totally legit.
And it wasn't a scarf, it was something else, I think.
Well, you see, that's just a pattern of stitches. They have stitch pattern books that people use to base ideas to get started. So that's totally legit.
And I really like this.
They didn't give you the stitch count. They didn't get, you did all of that. No, that's totally yours.
So I might just do that.
Because I'm a big proponent of stitch dictionaries and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, you got, yes. But I really like the way this looks. So,
Because you did all the work.
and I'm using, the yarn is, this is actually a
Because we
bulky.
all build off of what we've done before. You can't help but build off of things you've already used, because there's only so many ways you can put together stitches.
Right.
So you build off of your base of knowledge.
So this one,
Tools in your toolbox.
this one is in a bulky weight. This is James C. Brett yarn. I don't know what the color is, but
Oh, I used to know. Is that one I gave you?
it might be. I know I took all your James C. Brett from you.
I think I might have one or two. You took a lot of it.
I did, because we couldn't fit it in your shelf and you weren't using it. So I tend to use it. So, and it's not heavy. I mean, it's a winter. It's definitely a winter scarf, but feel like it's not a.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's a nice weight.
I feel like we might have used that in my bunny. Well, he's hidden.
Yeah, I'm using. I don't know what size my needles are for this. I guess I should figure that out, right?
Hang on, let me see. Because that's Chow Goo, I can tell
Yeah, the
you.
Chow Goose. I know they're bigger than 9s because they don't fit in here.
I would say probably about a 10, maybe 10.5.
10.5, yeah. Might even be an 11.
10.5.
Ah, she's good. She's good. Now, Rena,
10 did seem a bit small.
Yeah. Rena, this is what we're talking about when we have bigger needles. We do this. I think they might have the ones that fit both of the biggers in one, but normally with a bigger
I've never
one,
seen one that fits two of the big ones.
no,
in
we
it.
usually end up, like Ty had the one with the thing on both ends. That's what we could do with the top on both ends.
If your needles aren't too long.
If your needles aren't too long. So I tend to use 2 for the bigger needles and 1 for the smaller ones. And I think it goes up to about an 8 or a 9.
And I don't usually tend to use bigger needles. Usually, I have had a few projects that I do, but usually the biggest I go is about 9 is big for me usually. And 9s will fit in there.
I usually do anywhere from a 6 to an 11. Generally, I do have quite a few projects on 5s or 4s, and I have 1 on a 3. Is my bookmark on a 2?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyway, so that's my other one.
I think
Your
the smallest project with the smallest needles I have right now is on a 1.
That just would drive me insane. It's your turn.
Yes, hang on. Let me go ahead and pick up this here. Okay, so this is actually a good time for promotion because in my Victorian Studios Birds on a Wire bag, this pattern is available now as a kit in the Lady Frenico Creations shop. This is my Lady's Favor pattern.
And wait, thank you for the people who already bought it.
Yes,
We're so
thank
excited
you.
about that.
I know at least one of you already have your pattern. The other one hasn't reached out to me yet. You might be waiting till you receive your yarn.
Yeah. Is that Linnea who didn't?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from her yet. So, this is...
She might think the code is actually in the... She should have got my mail with that.
So here is the first mitt. The right mitt. And we're currently working on the left one.
And we don't have a red sample.
And then, this isn't available in any colors. This is left over from a Christmas stocking I knit to Venus. She wanted it in sparkle silver, so this is sparkle silver.
The blue has taken off somewhat. The red, I don't know if it's because people didn't see what it looks like.
Yeah, because I didn't knit it in red, and I think people tend to go with what...
Right, and if you want to see what the red looks like...
I love this red.
I'm not pulling out the kit. It's one I have extra that will not be available until the end of June. I think we said the kits are available to the end of June. But this is the color. And it's really, really
It's got
pretty.
almost a pink undertone to it.
So that's the
Which
color.
sounds weird to say because it's red. Red and pink are basically in the same family. But it's not like just a lipstick red. It's a little bit different than that.
It's not an out of the bottle red.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. I think it would make a really beautiful pair of mitts. With the
I just haven't knitted up in that color because I haven't.
So if you haven't bought the kit yet and you want it, we still have a few, and we have about half the blue ones left, give or take, and we have the red ones left. So take a look. If you want to pick that up, great. No pressure, obviously, but it's a nice pattern to make for a gift or to give as a gift.
Yeah, and it's going to be available as a kit only until the end of June, I believe we had said.
Yeah.
And then after that point, you'll be able to get the colorway in Mom's shop, and you'll be able to get the pattern in my shop.
Right. And at that point, after the kit has been made available, if you want a different solid color, I may be able to make it up for you.
Right. You won't necessarily get the discount, though.
No. The discount, this kit is discounted right now. It probably won't be the same kind of price in the future.
We'd have to
determine
how to still keep it beneficial to you.
Yeah. But in any event, we have all those available. There are a few left still. If you want one, we'd love to send it out to you. So just, it's there. It's in the shop. And
yeah, so that got a little bit of work. I'm a little over halfway through the second mitt. I haven't completely finished with the seaming that there is because I want to make sure I have enough yarn. I'm playing some yarn chicken.
Right, because she told me already that it might have a blue seam, which she's fine with.
I might actually not have to. I'm really...
Ooh.
Yeah, because I usually overestimate how much yarn I need. And So I might be okay, but I don't want to tell her that yet. I'm really close to finishing. I have a ball that's about...
Ooh, yeah.
So it's like I have to wait till I finish it because cables eat up yarn.
Right.
But I might be able to sew it up and be okay.
That would be great.
So we will see when I actually finish because I don't know. I'm playing yarn chicken.
And this, and this is meant to be a gift for her.
She knows about it. She asks me about it all the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Because her birthday's next week, so...
Yes, and since I currently have no income.
Because my lovely daughter couldn't come before Mother's Day. She had to come after Mother's Day. Still a mom, though. Still a mom. All right. Moving along. How many do you have left?
1.
Okay, good. All right. My next one is in my Star Wars green bag. And I know I messed up the seed stitch already on here. Taya, I know what your pattern is, but if I have to tear it out again, it's going to be garter stitch. That's all there is to it.
Mom doesn't like seed stitch.
Rena,
and she's unfortunate insofar as I really love seed stitch.
Rena and I have kind of an agreement on this stuff. She's going ahead and doing hers in the seed stitch. If I have to take this out again, it's going in garter stitch.
What confuses you about it?
I'm not confused. I know how to do it. It's just that I keep missing my count.
You're counting while you're doing it?
No, I miss what. So you can see here, right here. See?
You aren't able to tell before you get to that point?
I'm just. And right now this isn't too bad. I mean, nobody's going to see it. But if it comes to the point where I can't deal with it, it's going to be garter stitch. I love the pattern. I love the way seed stitch looks. I'm not a big fan of doing seed stitch. It drives me insane.
Whereas I love seed stitch. I think it's the most gorgeous thing.
Oh, I love the way it looks and I love the way it feels. I just don't like doing it.
I love the stretchiness of it for like mitts. It makes it so that it hugs, but it stretches.
It's very nice.
So Mom's really unfortunate in the fact that I just
I will keep
stitch.
trying it, but because this is a longer thing, it's a longer,
It's easier for you to mess up.
It's easier for, so I might just make this garter if I have to tear it out again because I want to do the pattern. I like the pattern. And it'd look prettier in seed stitch, but so in the interest of getting it finished, I might just...
Well, at this point, it's a release pattern. It's not like you're testing for me.
Well, no, I don't like not finishing tests. This is the first one I didn't finish for you.
But you're never an official tester. And I already knew when I started branching out to knitting that it would be unlikely that you would be able to test because some of the things I like to do are a little outside of your comfort zone. Or a lot outside your comfort zone. Because I tend to like a little bit more... Not above. That makes it sound like it's...
complex.
I like things that are a little more complex. Things that you aren't necessarily comfortable knitting. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Not that they're necessarily difficult, but they might be intimidating to you.
And I just don't like having to depend on... I've tried to learn how to fix my own work, and I'm still doing it. It's a work in progress. But... I'm not very good at it, and so I hate trying to...
It takes time.
And my hands crank at me if I have to do too much taking out, so I don't want to waste time taking things out and then putting it back in. So, anyway, in my...
everyone has a craft that they naturally incline to.
Right.
I naturally incline toward knit. And if I have to fix too many things with crochet, I get frustrated.
Yeah.
The toys wasn't too bad.
Right. In my Knitting's My Bag, Holiday Owls bag, that's Denise, and her shop is open on Etsy again, or was last time I looked. It's my cotton preemie hat. Yes, it has a name now. And I love this cotton. I think this is lavender or lilac or something. I'm actually doing a cotton hat. I did several rows of this preemie hat. I like the way it feels, because this cotton is very drapey and it's soft. And
is that the I Love It's cotton?
Yeah.
I do like Dishy.
I don't care for Dishy.
I don't know why. I actually like Dishy better than I do I Love This cotton.
Well, I love this cotton. I wouldn't want to put a Dishy hat on my head. I like the Dishy for the washcloths and things like that.
You see, I don't like cotton enough to put it on anyway. I don't like the feel of cotton.
Well, this is really nice.
I can still tell it's not real.
It is real. It's
no, I mean it's not wool. It's like I can tell.
Well,
I wouldn't want that on my skin.
I wouldn't mind this on my skin. For a baby hat where it's summer or something like that, and you want to keep their heat in but not overheat them. This is really good because it's soft and it's a little stretchy. This especially is stretchy. It's probably going to go over their heads and go over their eyes. But the Dishy for me would be good for washcloths and
that's usually what
towels
I've used it for.
and toys. Because it
Yes,
holds-
it has.
This one, I tried making a toy in this kind of yarn, and it was so floppy that it frustrated
It had
me. No shape.
no shape, no structure.
No structure at all. So I stopped doing toys in the I Love This Cotton. But I love this. I love this is the cotton if I have to work in cotton, this is the cotton I work
Now,
in.
I Love This Cotton does have a lot more colors available than Dishy does. Dishy is a lot plainer with what they have available. They have a few variegated, but they're not as pretty as I Love This Cotton's colors.
And I might try I Love This Cotton again for dishcloths and
I
things.
really love it for mosaic dishcloths.
Because it probably doesn't, stretch as much. So that's this.
And the Cotton is nice for the
the cotton
bread
linen.
thing. Yeah, it is the yarn's actually called Cotton.
I haven't tried that yet. Okay, your turn.
Was that too?
Yep, that's all of them.
So, I can't actually show you this one. I thought I might have this done. First, I had a really bad week and I couldn't focus. This is my Christmas stocking in my Silvershed USA Peanuts Christmas bag. This only carries Christmas stockings in it. Right now, it holds a design of mine. I finished the chart. I had to pull it back a couple times because I messed something up.
The heel stuff, or
Well, first I messed up the chart a couple times because I read the wrong part.
right.
I think it was a focus issue. And then with the toe, I kept not liking the way the toe looked. I actually had gotten to a point where I kitchened it completely, looked at it, I'm like, I don't like that. So I ripped it back and I restarted it like a couple times before I was happy with the toe. Now I'm happy with the toe. I've done the same thing for the heel. I got about halfway through and I'm like, ugh, I don't like how that looks. So I ripped it out. Also, I did a mistake when what I should have done when I did the heel is I should have had before, and I've written this in the pattern so it won't be an issue for anybody, before I put in the scrap yarn for the heel, and that's not giving away anything, a lot of stocking patterns do that, I should have had a row of my main color, which in this case is a red, of my red, and then place my little scrap yarn and then continue with another row of the red and then go into the chart and not carry over any of the other strands from the rest of the stocking, because I carried them over not thinking, and I actually had it preventing me from, when I pulled out that scrap yarn, it was making it hard for me to pick up my stitches because I had this line of stranded yarn holding the heel, the leg, and the foot together where the heel would be. So I had to knit that strand in so none of the stitches would fall out and then cut it. Not something I would recommend. I'll write it in so you guys don't have that same issue. It was a little scary for a moment there because I got really frustrated and I looked and I was like, why did I do that? I know better than this. I have not done this with any of my other stockings I made. So, a lot of excitement with the heel. They got fixed. I'll probably will finish this pattern this week. God willing, if the weather allows.
And other things.
And my body's reaction to the weather and to other things and blah, 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 blah. But I actually worked on this a lot. It's just that focus and whatever. On the days I could work on it, I worked on it a lot. I just kept messing up and having to change it. Or not messing up because I messed up the way I had written it, but realizing I didn't like it. So there's been a lot of writing and rewriting involved with both the heel and the toe. But I have it finally at a point where I think I'm going to like everything. And then I'll be able to put this pattern up for testing and start my grandma's. Which will be great because I really enjoy the green that I'm going to be using for hers. Hers is Mad Tosh.
And this will be out for Christmas in July.
You're right, it will be. Because,
which we never did, but with quarantine and stuff, it gives you something to look forward to.
and it's fun. It also might mean that it'll be a little easier to get, maybe testers who are interested, simply because not everyone likes knitting Christmas all the time like
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
I know I'm a little bit of a rarity that a lot of time I like having something Christmassy going all year round, just because they have so many cool colorwork patterns for Christmas things.
All right, so that takes care of that. Do we have FOs?
I do not. I really thought I might have one, but it didn't cooperate.
I have 2.
Wow, Mom.
Okay. My first one's in my teapot's bag. My ploverbird teapot's bag. I decided not to make it a cowl. It is a scarf. So this is my perfectly reckless scarf. And it is a very long scarf.
Well, a long scarf is not a bad thing.
It's just very nice to wear. I think it'll be a nice winter scarf. So this will be going probably to Evan's home, maybe.
Mm-hmm. That would be a good place for it.
So this is done. I like this pattern. I'll probably put another one on the hook eventually here. And here, Taya.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so that's...
This might have to go for the blanket with the smaller squares. I think this might be too small for one of these.
Be careful when you wash that because, that one is one of those ones that bleeds.
Right.
The other one, you notice that you hadn't seen during the...
I don't even want to
Podcast.
imagine washing something like this.
You didn't see it in the podcast, so you know it's done.
Yes.
Or I guess it could have been that
You
I
didn't
just didn't
work
work on
it,
it,
yeah.
but in my Tootsie Pop bag,
Tootsie Puff. Tootsie Owl bag.
yes, is my Numeria shawl. It is ginormous, even though I only did one row of the border because I blocked it and it just grew.
Well, you knew that would happen because this shawl tends to do
I
that.
love the...
And crochet tends to
Look at this.
grow anyway.
It is... I really don't want to give it away, but it will go to the person it's supposed to go
I think
to.
the person will really appreciate it.
I do too. Isn't this... Oh, I'm not tooting my own horn, but isn't this pretty? It's just gorgeous. The yarn does... My husband liked the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see?
Hold on. There you go. So it comes down quite far.
I'm not a big girl, but I think it'll be really long on whoever wears it. So this is done. I miss it already.
Well, you're just going to have to start one for you.
I know. Oh, isn't this... Oh, I just love this. Isn't it gorgeous?
It is.
So yeah, I hope the person who gets this likes it.
I'm sure that they will.
Because she almost isn't going to get it, but she's going to, so.
You started with that in mind.
I did. She doesn't know that,
No.
but... And the thing is, she does watch the podcast occasionally,
Yes.
so I can't say anything more about that. But I think she'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have... Look at how much of this yarn I have left of my pretty Numeria yarn. It took about 1.5 skeins of the solid.
Mom, were you doodling while I was talking?
Uh-huh.
That makes you feel really boring or something.
Well, no, you were just talking about your pattern, and I was listening, and I had some ideas, and I wanted to see if it would fit. And you have to do, because I have old brain. I have to see.
You see, even when I wanted to doodle, like in college and stuff, to stay awake, I've never been a doodler. I just can't. It's nothing I've ever been.
I don't usually doodle, but I had an idea in my head, and I had to get it down. I've done doodling if someone is droning on in class.
You see, I've never done it. I tried to, and I just couldn't get into it.
When I was engaged to your dad, and some teacher was going on and on, I'd go. And obviously, you can't read what this says, but my handwriting's neater then.
Oh, you just write yours and Dad's name, and with hearts and stuff.
Yeah, or I'd write, June 25th.
You see, I've never been able to get into doodling. I don't know why.
I don't do a lot of doodling. I do some.
I'm not sure if it's because I always think of art being a process because I was Dad trained us so early on with certain things with art. That's why I'm not a doodler, or if it's just a different mindset.
I am an artist. I'm not a person who can draw. It's just
I don't know if it's an analytical brain thing because I do tend to be
I mean,
analytical.
this is what she's talking about. Okay,
you see, I don't do that.
That's
and I'm even when I wanted to do that, I don't.
I used to do a lot of flowers and stuff. Just kind of because I'm not an artist. That's what I could. That's my stick figures. I had a whole book of stick figures doing things, but
You see, when I draw, it's always like. It's a very serious thing. It's like it's a process, and it's never just like
for me it was for fun. It was like and it still is, just to get an idea. It's almost like storyboarding for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can write something, or I went through a phase, and I still like to do it once in a while, where I develop codes and things like that. And the stick figure is heavily influenced by Conan Doyle's, what was it, the one with all the dancing men, I think it was?
Might be. It's been a while since I've read everything.
You know, codes always fascinated me. So stick figures and things, I always wanted to draw. I just have no talent in that area. So,
but I just think it's interesting. I wonder if you'd find that people who tend to be doodlers tend to be people who have a more creative bent to their mind versus someone who might have a more analytical mind.
I don't know. I think Daddy's a very creative mind. But he does his process, and he doodles too.
I can be creative, but he, like you said, he doodles as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have a strongly analytical bent.
Now Davina doesn't doodle.
She doesn't.
No, you have to get her to you have to get her.
And I would not
push her
call
to
her analytical at all.
No. Everything is seat of the pants.
She talks about logic like it's this alien thing.
She to get her to do a thumbnail, to put things in, it's like pulling teeth. She just wants to boom. It's like this explosion of creativity.
So I wonder what it is that makes some people doodlers and others not.
I don't know.
Because it's just not something I've ever been able, even when I want to doodle, I'd never been able to do it. Just because it feels wasteful or something.
It's not wasteful. It's pretty.
But I'm very things have to have a purpose.
Not everything has to have a purpose.
But that's the way I am about things. Everything I do has a purpose.
Because sometimes when I doodle, I end up finding something out that, so that's how you do that. But
even if I am doing a sketch, usually it's always for either I'm doing a drawing or I'm drawing out an idea for the purpose of this is going to be a design. Or it's never just, I'm just willy-nilly.
I think that's why I like playing with colors too. I just I'll sit there, and I used to love pastels, the oil pastels, because you could blend them and stuff, and they stayed put. I never liked chalk pastels. I don't like chalkboards and stuff, and chalk
I used
pastels.
to use it with gloves.
Oh, it just drive my nails crazy. Even thinking about it, my nails are like, ugh. But the oil ones are smooth, and so I would, play with them and blend things and all that kind of stuff. I
also didn't like coloring because it felt...
I don't like coloring. I don't like it's too constricting.
A lot of times after I finished drawing something, I would be like, I don't feel like coloring it. Because I got the thing down on paper, and now it feels like a waste of my time to color it.
I know that a lot of people enjoy coloring and that it relaxes them. To me, it stresses me out because it's too restrictive. It's like, okay, you have to be in the lines, and you have to do this. No, I don't want to do that.
For me, it's boring.
Yeah, it is kind of boring for me, too. I'm
like, but it doesn't have like I said, I'm very purpose.
No, I don't mind. I mean, case in point, I don't like coloring, but I can remember in school when our teacher used to read it to us, 5th, 6th grade, and we had all these piles and piles like graph paper and stuff. And what I would do, I don't like coloring, but I would sit there the whole time she read and take the boxes and do different color combinations, geometrics and all that kind of stuff, like mosaics and things like that. Even then, I liked playing with color, but I don't like being constricted. I made the designs. There was no, I didn't color like the nose of a bear, and no. I don't like doing that.
So would you like the books that, they come out ones that stained glass?
No, it's too constricting.
It's still too constricting.
I need to do my own design. I can make a little, I can do very rudimentary shapes and things like that. So I can make my little window or whatever, or I can just do some kind of pattern. It won't be a picture, it'll be a pattern. And I can do it in colors, but no. I don't want anybody saying, this is where this has to go and has to be this shape.
Sometimes I have problems, even though I really love geometric designs in color work. I have trouble making those, creating them out of thin air, because it doesn't look like something.
I like it. I like it.
It's because I have trouble, my mind has trouble putting it together because it's not useful or something. I don't know. I have trouble with it.
I can't see in 3D. I can't see things in 3D. I mean, I can see, 3D, but I mean, I can't see, like, this is one of the reasons my bent in design work is toward flat, because I can't see things in 3D and put them down on paper. I love the stuff that's flat, and I can see that, and I can say, oh, that would look cool this way, and this would look cool that way, and that kind of stuff. I can do that, but I really don't like the constriction of someone saying to me, okay, here's a coloring book, or here's this, and you have to go this way. No. Bunny stomp. Spoiled bunny stomp. No.
And like I said, for me, I have to have in my head, this is supposed to look like this, because if I just go for random pattern, it's like I fits out or something.
Yeah.
Like it has to, in my head, I have to be aiming at a certain look, and it's supposed to be something. It can't just be a design while I'm making it, because my brain doesn't work that way.
Well, in some ways, I'm in no way, shape, or form an abstract artist. I don't like abstract at all. I mean, every once in a while I'll see something that's a nice pattern, but for the most part, these modern art things I don't get. In some ways, you see things more as a realist person does, and I have more of an abstract, but my abstract has to have a pattern, or it has to have some kind of beauty underlying it. It's not just some modern art that puts a pinprick in a paper, or throws paint on the wall and says, this is art. And I'm not... If you do that, good. Okay,
yeah, it's not the way her brain works.
It's not the way my brain works. So my point is that I guess I kind of see patterns in some ways, and
Well, the thing is, when it's done, I can appreciate, like, some of my favorite things I've knitted or enjoyed knitting the most for color work have been things that have been geometric in nature.
Right.
And I would have never come up with that myself, because my brain has trouble with that.
Well, that's exactly it. I can appreciate what you're doing. I could never design it. I can't design a toy. I mean, I could go through the motions. I've done simple toys, but they are no shaping. No, they're very blocky. And maybe I could learn to do more.
And it's part of the reason why I think I don't draw much anymore, because if it doesn't look like the thing in my head, I get frustrated.
Well,
and I have to have a definite thing in my head. If I don't have a thing in my head, I can't just go and be organic about something.
Well, that's why I don't draw as well, because that part we agree on. If I have something in my head and I try to write it down, especially if I'm going to do a person, or if I have a character I'm writing and I want to get an idea of how they look like, and I can't even do a face, I'm not going to do it. I can't, if it doesn't match what's up here, I'm not doing it. So, yeah, I guess we're both kind of perfectionists that way, but
it's interesting how, and I think that also has explained the bent you've taken toward doing dyeing, whereas I've gone more toward a technical end of designing a certain way. I still have problems with certain kind of designing. I had to work harder at it because my brain works in a very analytical fashion, is how I describe it best.
Right. Well, I think that's shown also in the things I choose to dye. I don't dye certain ways. And I may branch out to that later on, but I enjoy dyeing, and right now I don't want to make it work. It's just, and I love the spontaneity and
for me, the idea of sitting there and trying to make a color happen, it's not. Like, to me, that's just bleh.
You gotta understand, I come from parents who blew up the chemistry lab. So it's like, let's put this together, let's put that together, see what that does. So I don't remember if my mom or my dad, because one of them blew up the chemistry lab. And I don't mean a huge explosion, they just,
I didn't know about that.
I seem to remember them telling me that story.
Yeah, I like things very regimented.
Yeah, today.
Just nice.
Yeah. Okay, and that was really...
But it did actually tie in. We tied it into designing.
And to dyeing.
And to dyeing, and...
Not dyeing.
I just find it interesting how different people's brains work for different things.
In a funny way, I think Davina's brain works more like mine than yours does.
I think it does.
Because we both play music by ear rather than read notes. I mean, we read notes, we can read notes.
Well, I think in some ways mine works a little bit more like Dad's. Even though he's very artistic. But I am artistic.
Yes.
It's just, I'm more analytical end of artistic.
Yep. And now that you know more about us than you could ever possibly want to know.
Well, I enjoy analyzing.
Yeah, she could have been a psychologist or psychiatrist in another life. All right.
I did work in psychiatric nursing until I
Yes.
had to stop.
And I love that kind of stuff too because that was my concentration in college, psychology.
I could have had. No, I'm sorry. I could have had concentration biology.
I had a concentration in psychology and a concentration in
I was
music.
one class away from a concentration. It might have been even a minor. No, it was concentration because otherwise I would have had a concentration.
I was one class from a minor in music, I think, and I think I was, and I had my concentration in psychology, so. Or maybe it was the other way around. I forget. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, moving on. Do we have anything else that we have to say? We have royalties, which we showed you guys already. The tea, the purple package.
Oh, and I also have another purple package.
And I have a little thing to show with this. That's this one that came in is wonderful pomegranate decaf black tea. I don't know how I'm gonna. I'm sure it's amazing, but pomegranate is a very mild kind of thing. I'm not really fond of it. I'll see how I like it. It's only 1 cup of tea, so we'll see. I might
It's a good way to try it.
Andy always surprises me.
This might
Always.
you might have to fill the water a little bit lower because this is only one teaspoon, maybe a little bit more than a teaspoon.
Oh, okay.
So you might not have a full cup of tea the way we
Right,
make it.
right. And this one, thinking that it might be weak already.
Yeah, you
because
might
it's-
want to do a littler cup or like just fill it with less water.
Yeah. 1 teaspoon and 8 ounces. So that's different, huh?
Well, it always is.
I thought it was 6 ounces normally.
No, he always says 1 teaspoon and 8.
I don't know what. Is that linden leaf? What is linden leaf?
I guess from a linden tree. I don't know. Linden tree.
Yes, in England. That was such a great restaurant. Kay and Dan, if you're watching, or
I
anyone
think
in
they're in a
England,
different area of England than we were.
that doesn't mean linden tree's not around there.
Oh, you think it was a?
It might have been a chain.
It might have been a chain.
Linden Tree was an amazing restaurant.
Seafood restaurant,
almost
wasn't it?
27 years ago. They did seafood. The thing I used to get all the time was seafood, but I think they did other things as well. And I was really upset just before we moved out of England. They stopped carrying that one.
Mom, I don't think it was 27 years ago. Most of it was 25 years ago.
1992 is when we got there. 1992, because your Aunt Carmen got married in 1993 and went back for the wedding. So now, yeah, we were there a real long time ago. Wow,
Yeah.
that makes me feel old.
So
Oh, this smells good.
my Plum Deluxe restarted. I did ask them to add caffeine to mine because it helps me when I get migraine-like headaches. I will be going down after, I think I have 3 months of one of these coming in with a little one. And then I'll be going down to the half packets, which will be, it won't be as small as these. It'll be like half of one of these. And I figure I can roll them into my groceries or into my medicine because I do
Right.
use them for headaches.
Right.
So if I find that the little ones are too small, $10 is not that much more than $7.50.
And you could just roll that in
Yeah.
to your stuff.
So, the little one is Meadowwalk Herbal Tea.
Oh, I forgot to say what mine was. Did I just say it?
I don't know if you did. This is blueberry and green teas, lavender, rosemary. I have a feeling this is going to be too weak for me because I'm not usually a fan of green teas, or like blueberries tend to be a bit weak in tea.
Yeah, this is pomegranate, raspberry pieces, linden leaf, pomegranate extract. If you want to trade, I'll trade.
Yeah,
you.
let's trade.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, because I really like black tea.
Lavender, rosemary. We'll see if this bothers my. It has cranberries in it. That'll give it a little bit of tartness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And then, oh wait, this is, where's my other tea? There it is. This is the one I was drinking earlier. And my club one was Sweet Georgia Peach Herbal Tea. Depending on how, this might be a little weak for me, in which case I might have to give it to Mom, because I was having a lot more herbals when I was having more issues with tachycardia. I still get the tachycardia, but not as much as I did.
And now when you can get caffeine, you're still going to get some non-caffeine, but you can get both.
Yeah, exactly. Rubio's tea, green Rubio's, peach pieces, peach/maple/walnut essences. Actually, I really like that, so I might like this better
Yeah,
than
you
I
might.
think.
Yeah, you might. You have to tell me. I think I got that. Once.
Calendula, love, gratitude, no caffeine. Well, he has harder time finding. I don't know why it's showing that on the side, but we're still recording. Okay.
So what on the side?
You see where it says 030
Oh yeah.
SD. That's the first time I've seen that. We must be running a bit long.
Yeah.
He has less herbals available, so I think sometimes he has to repeat.
Right. Well,
things.
I can't remember if I liked it or not, but we trade back and forth all the time.
Right, because I like stronger taste than she does. So some of the teas that might be too weak for me, for my personal taste, she will really like. Whereas some of the ones that are too strong for her, I'll really like.
Right. And in fact, I just gave her, I love chocolate hazelnut dessert tea, but the chocolate hazelnut chai tea was a little too much for me, so I gave it to Taya.
Now, it might, when I had it, it was a little, I had some actually like a couple days before.
Okay.
It's not quite as good as the normal
Right.
hazelnut dessert tea. It's a little weaker.
Yeah.
But
my stomach, it didn't agree with my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't nothing again for Andy doing it. My stomach just reacted funny. So I gave it to her. And I like better the dessert tea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what else? Do you have anything?
Well, I mentioned ice socks. You guys saw that. Mentioned the neuropathy socks. So no, that's all.
Let me do royalties so if we don't
Yeah.
have the ability to get. I think maybe you might be running out of time on your SD card or something. So
Oh, you might be right.
So let me show you what I was going into the shop. I have, I did a special order for somebody, but I have 2 extra of this. It's DK weight that's going to be going in the shop. That's my neon cotton candy. I will also have fingering sock going in that colorway, and that will be a variant, so because a little darker. And then I got a new colorway.
This one's really pretty.
This is called Enchanted Rose. It's a Beauty and the Beast reference. These are on sport, my regular sport, not the long sport. This is the regular normal sport, not the thin sport. And I have 2 of these right now. Boy, these would look really pretty in your mitts.
Yes, they would.
This is, what is the sport? So it's kind of a tonal. It's got a couple places where it's a little bit darker. And this color was a surprise. I was trying for something else. I did write it down. And it surprised me the way it turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this color. I was telling my husband that I would like to have this for a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
It's so pretty. So this is called Enchanted Rose. Beauty and the Beast reference. I have 2 of these right now in a sport weight. Regular sport weight. There's 274 yards of this. It's 100%, no, it's 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. So you could also make socks with this if you wanted to.
Right.
So, yay for new colorways.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I hope you like that. And that will be going up probably after we finish the podcast, because I already have it set up except for the pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
So that's good.
Do you have the pictures taken already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
I just don't have it in the
thing,
yet.
yeah.
It's in draft. It's in draft? Maybe it's not in draft yet.
I don't know.
It'll be, yeah, I can put it up in the next few hours.
Right.
Okay, I also, excuse me, I got the shared story. Ty gave me the shared story for Mother's Day. So I have it.
It
And
only took over a year.
yeah, well, there were things going on. So I've started writing to it. I'm in no real rush because I know that it will take her a long time to get it back to me. So I am going to take my time with it, and it won't take hopefully even 2 months, but at least I can enjoy it and just take my time. It might take a little longer. I have had times where it takes 6 months.
Right.
So we used to be able to do it weekly.
Oh,
but
we never got to weekly. It was more like we might do it a couple times a month.
Something like that. And so
we were never weekly.
I guess it was Noah and I who did it.
Yeah. You guys did daily for a while.
Sometimes we did daily. And sometimes we had multiple segments going in.
Yeah.
But in any event, she's a friend of mine in my writing community. She's really sweet. But anyway, so Noah, if you see this, hi.
I don't think she watches.
I don't know. I honestly don't. I didn't think she followed me other places either. So we'll see. She's really sweet.
If she watches,
Yay.
then she is a trooper sitting through all this knitting.
Yes. Well, she said she wants to start crocheting again.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
So-
she crafted.
Yeah, she does. And now that she's at home, she has a little time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, okay, I have the shared story. I'm working on that. You saw the new colorway, so that's that. I am reading Scoundrels still, and I've been doing a lot of videos, online videos, Catholic videos, and I am listening to Fellowship of the Rings on audiobook. I was doing that while I was
Who's
reading
the one
it.
who's narrating yours?
I think it's the one who does the Sherlock Holmes.
Because mine is narrated. He does all three, the Fellowship, and he also does Hobbit. It is, hold on.
The intonation of the voice is familiar.
Does he sing the songs?
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Oh, of course you haven't. Let's see. The guy who does mine, they reorganized the library. Let me see. Genres.
But anyway, I enjoy his reading style. I think it's the same guy who does, he's part of a company, I think, and he does the same, I think it's the same guy who does Sherlock Holmes, maybe. Some of the inflections and some of the voices that he does reminds me of that.
I can't tell. I can't see who does it. But he does. The guy I have actually sings it as well. So I don't know where are you listening to it?
On the computer?
Okay, are you doing it off of YouTube or
YouTube?
Oh, okay, so it might be a different reader.
YouTube.
Because I'm doing it off of Audible.
Right.
So it might well be a different reader.
It might be. He's very good. And so I did that when I was weaving in ends and things like that. So that was good. I am, once again, trying to streamline what I'm listening to and what I'm watching because I'm finding myself getting caught down the rabbit hole and I'm not doing as much, getting as much accomplished as I like to.
I watched a little bit of Bakery Bears, not a whole time because I've been having... It's been a really bad sensory week for me. There's been a lot of weather down here. And I had one day where I was completely knocked out by migraine-like headache. And the rest of the week I've just having a lot of issues with being overstimulated and just feeling very fatigued and stuff. So that's why there's not a whole lot of projects either. I was rereading some Jane Austen, but I got tired of actually having to put effort into physically reading something because it was just a little too much for me. I had finished rereading Lady Susan, and I finished rereading Sense and Sensibility. I had just restarted reading Pride and Prejudice. And at that point, I stopped because I couldn't focus. So, at that point, I pulled out my audiobooks because I picked up a bunch of audiobooks before I went for surgery. And I listened to all the Hobbit because I could do that with my eyes closed against a migraine. And it wasn't... Sometimes the voices of, when he voices the orcs and stuff, it can be a little jarring. And I had to turn it down a little bit. But for the most part, it was gentle enough that I could rest. So I got through the Hobbit. And I'm currently in Fellowship of the Rings.
So we're both in the same book. She's just a little further than I am.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time, especially when she sent me a video by Bishop, well, it wasn't by Bishop Barron, but it was put out by Word and Fire. And it was an interview with an author who had converted to Catholicism, and his insights into writing and to producing and directing were really, really...
Yeah, he had written on Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
and Angel, and...
So,
yeah,
he's
Grimm.
really well known in...
Yeah, he is well known.
So his work is really well known.
He was very fond of Josh Whedon, which was really interesting. He has a lot of respect for him.
Well, the guy, Joss Whedon, has really good... He has a definite way of handling character.
So that was really good, and it kind of maybe... I just finished that this morning, and... It kind of pushed my religious stuff I did my religious stuff and I have more to do, but I wanted to get that one done because I didn't know how long it would be available for free because Bishop Barron is making things available for free for a limited amount of time and I didn't know if that was one of them.
Yeah, I need to listen to that myself.
So it's about 45 minutes and it was really interesting. I enjoyed that immensely. But I don't know what that thing is with the SD card, so I think we should
I think it is that I'm running out of room. I think after the 21 minutes because it's doing countdown.
Yeah, so we might want to close this up. I want to thank everybody who commented.
Yeah, you get to be spared the
the
Lord of the Rings tangent because Mom and I were just before the podcast discussing Frodo versus Bilbo,
and we're not going to do that here.
And book versus movie, but not in a disparaging way. Just talking about
compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast.
But we're not going to do that right now
because we philosophize about everything.
Anyway. 21 minutes, so we're not going to do that. We're going to say thank you to everybody who commented either on YouTube or in the PHN home.
We could totally go another 21 minutes.
More than that. Pat, Brittany, Looney Hiker, Renna, Sylvia, I think also did, LNS Crafts, Steph and Sequa
Sequa.
75. Thank you for commenting in either YouTube and or the PHN group. We want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day if you're celebrating. I know England already had Mother's Day, I believe.
They went.
I think it's in March.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's in March. I can't remember. I used to know because we were there. That
So
was
did
always
we
fun.
do two Mother's Days for you,
We should have. So
or did we just celebrate the American one?
I
can't
think
remember.
we just celebrated the American one because we're on an
Okay.
American military base. But anyway, want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day and a wonderful, wonderful week full of every, craft or whatever it is that makes you happy and that has every blessing and good thing. We hope to see you here again next week for the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 401, and that's a wrap.
Bye.